It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. I'm Philip Simon II.
And it is a pleasure to be back in your company after a pretty wet weekend, but a beautiful one nonetheless. Belated Happy Father's Day, of course, Phil.
Thank
Did you
very
enjoy
much.
it?
I did. Home with the kids, mostly. Did have the customary, you know what? I really ate a lot
A crab and rice?
of everything. I mean, everything. I did it again. I don't know, I need a coach. Actually, we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. But
Listen, Phil, it was Father's Day, and as long as you don't make that a habit every single day,
Yeah.
I think you can take one off on a Sunday and enjoy it with your family.
I did. I really
and all the love that goes into preparing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
food, because that's what it really is, a celebration. I know a lot of men were complaining this past weekend that they only get crab and rice, but man, the crab and rice, the crabs crawl just for y'all. See, I don't think y'all put it in the right perspective.
you know what? Hey, listen, it's not a bad thing. You know, it's customary. It's our thing. It's our dish. It's a national dish. You know, you gotta love it. So, I mean, I really had a great week.
That's awesome.
Loves the rain. Godfrey, thanks a lot for Saturday. Love that rain.
Did not love the rain.
didn't love
One
the
of my
rain?
girlfriends was getting married on Rose Island,
oh.
and I got to catch a speedboat in the rain.
Okay,
Decided to give
all
her
right.
toast. So
All right.
not loving the rain,
Okay.
but I survived, and here I am.
Yeah.
I didn't melt completely, so all is
Yeah.
well.
But you must have loved Saturday as well. I think your team got 80.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Lakers are back,
Yeah.
and I was going to wear the
That's-
purple to go with my goal today, but
It's too soon.
it's too soon.
It's
And
too
I
soon.
knew that the Toronto Raptors were still celebrating, so I thought I'd put some respect on their name and just give them some time. But my Laker Nation, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, and we'll have this conversation next year.
She's finally become a LeBron fan, right?
I'm a Laker. Let's make that clear.
Well, we're gonna see. Our parade is today. Up there in We the North.
Oh, We the North. Okay.
Up there in Canada.
Yeah,
and I look
our
forward
parade.
to that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have a really nice parade like we did last year in Golden State, my team. Yeah.
I just hope that you guys have more. You know what I don't want you to do? As it pertains to your salvation, I don't want y'all to be as wishy-washy as Phil. But in other news, we've got a great show lined up for you today, and it's really a good show. So many different elements coming together to make sure that the show is educational, inspiring, and informative.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to that.
We have the winner from our father-child sibling look-alike competition. Just a beautiful. Anyway, we'll save it.
We'll save it. I'm just smiling
But
because I
they're
know
here
who
this
it
morning.
is, and it really is a beautiful
So
thing.
we're going to recognize him this morning. Doc is back. Dr. Pinto is back. It's a topic that you want to hear.
Yeah.
He's going to be sounding the warning for some men in a very
And women.
and women, in a very active market.
Yeah.
And of course, Focal had the AGM, I think, recently, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a tape piece.
Yeah, looking forward to that segment on Focal always. Always so interesting to watch how Bahamian companies are maneuvering and growing.
They're doing a really good job.
And so that's going to be an interesting conversation, as is that conversation with Dr. Pinto. So please stay tuned for that on sexual enhancement drugs and how those work. Going to learn more about that. Atlantic Medical's back. They've got the Zest for Wellness program going on. Always love to hear from them and to see what's happening
Yeah, they
there.
got some companies. So they brought some companies and
Yeah.
talking about, how it's been transforming the workplace.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that conversation. And Chef Simeon Hall Jr. is here. Last time Chef was here, he came as a guest of mine a few years ago to talk about love on Valentine's Day. That was a fun conversation. Today he's back talking about food.
Did he bring any?
He did not seem to bring any. I was quite disappointed in that. But you should be happy because I have that segment today and I'm not eating.
Yeah.
So,
Well, listen, I'm still full from yesterday, so it's okay, Chef.
But he's going to be talking about a great event they're doing called Ignite. So we're looking forward to that conversation. And a great conversation on the Ranfleet homes. Ranfleet's been around for some time, taking care of so many of our young people that are homeless. And so we're going to learn more about the work that they do and how you can get involved with helping them. So it really is going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Before we get to any of that, slightly overcast this morning. I know that the sun hadn't fully come up yet, but I expected to see a bit more rays.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out from Godfrey Burnside what the weather looks like for this week. Here he is with our first look at weather, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise. Brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather, sunrise, still have the troughing across the northwest Bahamas, mid to upper level trough, and that's going to create pockets of showers and thunderstorms again today. Early this morning, we're working up to some in Grand Bahama and Bimini and over the Berry Islands, and we could expect a couple more in New Providence during the daytime hours. Today, we're looking at variable cloudiness, a bit breezy, with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, your high temperature 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a chance of a few late night showers, maybe a thunderstorm popping up. Your low temperature going down to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 83 and 77. In Jamaica 85 and 74. In Trinidad 80 and 76. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 91 and 77. Across North America, Atlanta 85 and 69. In Raleigh 89 and 71. In Miami 90 and 80. Dallas, Texas, 86 and 76, and Toronto, Canada, 58 and 56. As it goes away, we taper off a little bit for the showers, so we expect a mix of sun and clouds, still a little breezy, with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, mainly by the afternoon hours. Your temperature daytime will be around the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts you up in your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, yesterday was Father's Day, the annual celebration of good men, good daddies. We're very pleased to have the winners of our father-child look-alike competition for 2019. I present to you Aaron and Anaya Moss. Good morning, man.
Good morning, sir.
Boy, you're
Very nice
doing
to
well.
meet
I know you've been on a plane for quite a few hours and traveling back and forth and still making the adjustment. But it's what, 6:30 a.m.
Yes.
Eastern Standard Time. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Got a beautiful little princess here.
Yeah.
She's smiling with me this morning. Good morning. How are you? You're gonna
Good
shake
morning.
my hand?
Shake his
You're gonna
hand.
leave me hanging again? I've been trying all morning, but I understand it's early. Aaron, listen,
Yes.
do you hear it often that Anaya looks like you?
Every day.
Every day.
And I'm happy to hear that. But
Of course, right?
truth be told, I think she looks more like her mom
Yeah?
than I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Who do you think you look like, mom or dad? Who do you look like, mom or dad?
Mom or dad, baby?
Point to daddy. You look like daddy. You're gonna get gifts.
She's
Two,
All two. She says all two.
Smart
All two.
answers.
How old are you?
5,
You're 5. What school do you go to?
What school do you go to, honey? Summit Academy.
Summit Academy. Summit Academy. So listen, what is it that is probably the best thing about being a father?
For me, there's not just one thing.
Okay.
There are a number of things. One that, when you have someone that looks up to you and you're their hero, they live and breathe for you,
Yeah.
as you do for her.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I believe a dad has to be the standard bearer to
Okay.
which he'll measure all other men by in the future.
Yeah.
How you treat her, what she sees from you is what she will take to be acceptable.
Yeah.
So while you have a lot of donors out there,
Right.
it's real dads, real
Right.
fathers,
Right.
from birth to bathing, cleaning,
Mhm.
waking up, making breakfast,
Yeah.
ironing the clothes for school, dropping, picking up that daddy-daughter time.
Correct.
I think that's what's needed. You said the environment,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I think that's lacking.
Yeah. And I was about to say, I mean, do you think it's probably, we talk about sons all the time and the fact that, real men are needed, real examples are needed. But I would imagine it's just as important in the life of a daughter, as you just say, for her to have the presence of not just a man around, but a father.
I think you must remember, from psychology times, the dad is daughter's first boyfriend, first love. And what she sees from you is what she will deem as acceptable. Same thing with son and his mother.
Yeah, yeah.
Most daughters, when they find someone, kind of have the qualities of their father.
Yeah, yeah.
And vice versa for sons with their mothers.
Right.
I think it's very important with both to have that bond. Sometimes we forget fathers with daughters and think it is just with sons. No,
Yeah,
it's with
correct.
both.
It's with
You
both.
have to have that strong presence, that leader,
Yeah.
and who sets the right environment.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm just watching your little princess here. She's making sure everything is right and correct. But did you get Daddy any gifts yesterday for Father's Day?
Well, actually, she gave me a few cards and a painting that she did,
Oh, wow.
which to me is
Precious.
more rewarding than any
Absolutely.
gift you can go and buy because she took time.
Yeah.
And it's a creative artwork
Yeah.
that I can put on my wall for years to come. So, you know, I prefer that
Yeah,
than
yeah.
any gift.
So what did you do yesterday?
Went to church, of course.
Of course.
Started the day right, started the day
course.
right with church, celebrating in church and giving the real Father his blessings and,
Right.
and telling him Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
If not for the Creator, none of us would be here.
Yeah.
But also setting the example of being in church. And,
Yeah.
lunch, went to sleep, get some sleep, and
Yeah.
you know, then finish that off for the regular Sundays. Went out and got some conch salad.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, you get any crab. Any
Oh,
crab,
no,
right?
no, no, no.
You skipped
No,
out on it
actually, I
yesterday.
don't eat crab, so
Yeah,
no.
okay. Well, listen, you know, you've said a lot of nuggets here
I
for.
am not eat crab.
You don't like crab either?
No.
Well, what did you have yesterday? What did you have yesterday for dinner?
What did you have for dinner, babe?
You know what? I'm gonna bring you crab.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna bring you some crab.
No.
It's good stuff.
No.
Listen, so you provide a lot of insight, a lot of wisdom here, but you can kind of sum it all up once again for those young men who are watching, probably aspiring to become fathers someday as well. What do you say, and probably not just for them, because you know we do have a special need here in our country, but to tie it all together, you know, what would you, you know, just 2 or 3 points of advice that you give for those fathers and those aspiring fathers out there?
For the young ones, I would say, first of all, wait. You don't have to rush.
Okay.
Get your life together first. You know, as mentioned in church yesterday, fatherhood is a vocation.
Yeah.
It's not a career that you can leave and go to something
Correct.
else. It's a vocation, and you have to, it's full time. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get your life together first when you're ready. It's no limit on when you can be a father. And wait, because it's once a child comes into this world, he or she is 100% dependent on you.
Uh-huh.
And not just for what you see around here. A lot of younger parents just buying the gifts, the
Yeah,
Jordans,
yeah,
the Tommy,
yeah,
the Polo, but
yeah.
not spending quality time where the child
Which
can
is the
read
greatest gift,
or
yeah.
write.
Yeah.
You know, not setting the proper environment. So I would say wait, get your life together first and foremost. Find that partner who is also has her life or his life together. Put God first, and prepare a future that when that child do come into the world,
Wow.
that you have a foundation.
Excellent.
You know,
Excellent.
wait.
Excellent. Excellent. Powerful words of advice here from Erin Moss, and such a beautiful little princess. You know I'm talking about you. But listen, I got some gifts. I got some gifts for you. Our first place winner will receive dinner for 2 from Casa de Angelo, courtesy of Atlantis. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, you
I
did.
think I should have put a little twist or something like that. And also to a $50 gift card from John Bull.
Wow. Hey,
There you
thank
go.
baby. Come on.
Anaya
Thank
really
you.
ain't into me this morning.
She's too sleepy this morning. So
She's
thank
sleepy,
you. Thank
yes.
you very much
And
on
of
behalf
course,
of
we
us.
also have specialty. There's chocolates in there. You can see there's chocolates in there. Yeah,
Wow.
courtesy of Great Cliff Chocolatier. And of course, a case of Guinness, good for you, from the Commonwealth Brewery. Of course, that's for her. But listen, thank you so much.
No, thank you for
joining
having
on
us.
All
Thank
Things
you.
Sunrise.
Pleasure.
Gotta have you back sometime soon, man.
Whenever, just let me know,
Yeah.
and I will be here.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
All right, good. I got a thumbs up. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence, every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 32-FIRST or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. first response can't prevent an accident from happening.
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
I'm Jennifer Basden, Group Sales and Marketing Manager for Bahamas Air, and it's my pleasure to invite you to experience Houston. From out-of-the-world excitement at Space Center's Houston, the gateway to NASA's mission control, to the over 10,000 restaurants representing cuisine from more than 70 countries. Houston has it all. Come, experience Houston with direct service on Bahamas Air. For more information on flight and packages, visit bahamasair.com.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Well, you might have heard about something called the Little Blue Pill. Viagra, the company, made over $2 billion last year, and that's because the sexual enhancement pill industry is continuing to grow and explode as people explore a very natural part of themselves that they want to continue for as long as they can. Well, there might be some challenges there, and so we've brought our resident urologist, Dr. Gregory Pinto of Urology Care Bahamas, to share with us this morning on some considerations that you should consider and factor in before taking one of those little pills. Dr. Pinto, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Mrs. Palacios, and good morning, Bahamas. Good morning to my daughter, Gia, and I'll ask her to walk away while I talk about this topic.
Bye, Gia. Yeah. So let's talk about it then, Dr. Pinto, because some people have come to rely on these drugs heavily to continue to keep their libido going and to be able to be active and sexual in the moment. But you say that over-the-counter sexual pill medications are not to be trusted. Why is that?
Well, the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, there's a loophole. Mm-hmm. If you classify any pills as dietary or herbal or natural, mm-hmm. there's no regulatory body that oversees the manufacture and distribution of these drugs. So that's where a lot of con artists will come in, a lot of companies that are greedy for money. They have no concern of the health of the people who are taking these drugs. So if you can get a medication or a pill from the hardware store, from the drugstore, without a prescription, or get it from the gas station, then you have to think about it yourself. Is this thing healthy for you? What is the untold harm it can do on your kidneys, your liver, your heart? There have been studies that looked at some of these medications. They have dangerous offshoots of things such as Viagra or Cialis or Levitra, but they may contain lead. They may contain some rat poison or sawdust. So they're manufactured very cheaply. Wow. They'll have possibly the desired effect, but it can do untold harm to your body. Wow. So it's not only that, you don't want to try and mask the problem. Why are you getting erectile dysfunction? Okay. We want to get to the root of the cause. Okay. There's a strong correlation between cardiovascular disease and erectile dysfunction. Okay. If you're presenting with erectile dysfunction, that's the time to investigate thoroughly for cardiovascular disease. It may prevent you from getting a heart attack, a stroke, having peripheral vascular disease of your lower limbs 10, 15 years down the road. That might be the first sign that you're a diabetic and you don't know. Okay. Or that you may be a diabetic but it's poorly controlled, or the same for hypertension. We have a very high rate of diabetes and hypertension in this country. So just masking the problem is not going to, in the long term, solve the problem.
Okay. So I want to kind of delve into this a bit more. I want to go back to the over-the-counter thing. If it is that the drugs are listed, or for example, say the things in this herbal supplement are listed, and Google is our best friend, so we Google it, we check it out, it seems fine. Should we still bring it to our doctor and say, okay, are these quantities okay? Should we just avoid it altogether? Let's have that conversation.
There are a lot of other studies, and FDA have actually banned a lot of these over-the-counter sexual stimulants because they don't actually will tell you exactly what's in each pill, and they won't tell you the quantity. So sometimes it's a dangerous quantity that they don't want to admit. Okay. So a lot of these are fly-by-night operations that eventually they'll have 8 people die. They'll have 9 people have serious morbidities, and then they'll go off and they'll offshoot with another name. So the rhino, the dragon, the male stiffy. If these are the drugs you're taking, all you're doing is masking the problem and doing possible grievous harm to you.
Okay, so I think that's very serious,
Yes.
and I just want to emphasize that. That's why I went back to it again, that the harm could be incredibly serious. And then the other thing is the idea that you really brought up, that's, and you know, we wonder why men get to a certain age and then all of a sudden they get sick. But they
Yes.
might have been sick all along,
Exactly.
not realizing that erectile dysfunction. Anytime something is off with the body, something is off with the body. And so it's very important to have that conversation with a doctor and say, this is what I'm experiencing, what do we do about this?
Yes, so diabetics are 4 times more likely to develop erectile dysfunction. Diabetics will present with erectile dysfunction 15 years earlier than their non-diabetic counterparts.
Okay.
So diabetes is extremely prevalent in this society. So you might be in your 20s and you develop erectile dysfunction. That might be a sign that you have hypertension and you don't know.
Yeah.
So if you have high blood pressure for 15 years, that can do untold harm to your eyesight, to your heart, to your kidneys.
So I appreciate then that, okay, we want on one hand to get the erectile dysfunction under control, making sure that nothing else is happening.
Yes.
So if we go in, we test for everything, or even if we find that these things are true, is there still a solution for the erectile dysfunction? Because
Yes.
people still, at the end of the day, people want a solution, and that's why they're turning to the over-the-counter medication.
I always use the model, mantra, you'll always rise again, no matter what. Modern urology has come so far that even if you have no blood supply, if you have no nerve supply, we can do things such as even putting in a penile prosthesis. That's the last resort, but you can always rise again. But ignoring the problem or trying to self-medicate with dangerous drugs is just going to do grievous harm to you and to your health.
Now, Dr. Pinto, you are actually doing a men's health talk this coming Wednesday, and you're going to be doing that at New Providence Community
At the Family
Center?
Medicine Center on Blake Road. The
okay.
telephone number there is 702-9301. I'll be doing that there Wednesday, June 19th at 6 o'clock. We're going to have an open forum on all topics related to men, erectile dysfunction as well.
Okay.
And feel free to come, and refreshments will be available. Any question is welcome.
Is there a charge at all?
No, absolutely free.
Okay.
Absolutely free.
Well, so there you have it. I don't have to ask Dr. Pinto the questions myself. If you're out there, you've got some concerns, please go and see him this coming Wednesday, Family Medical Center on Blake Road. He will be there at 6 o'clock. Refreshments will be served. Dr. Pinto, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much
this
for having
morning,
me.
and for reminding us about how serious we have to take the things we're putting into our bodies,
Yes.
and to be concerned about when they're not functioning. Always grateful to have
Thank
you
you.
with us.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire. You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here.
I tell you, he was being all type shows and stuff.
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else? Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with Rev Go Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
New Providence Life Insurance Company wants to be your lifetime insurance partner. Through good times and bad, we are here to light the way. We offer educational savings plans, family plans for medical, dental, and vision, income protection to pay bills if you can't work, and a full set of plans designed for senior adults. New Providence Life, your beacon of security through every season.
I always wanted to come back to the College of Bahamas. I wanted to be a faculty. When the opportunity came for me to be Vice President of Operations, I said, well, let me try that first. It makes me proud because I was here before. I feel as if now I'm sort of like a beacon for those students who are here to say, hey, listen, I can actually be a vice president. I can actually be one of the big leaders at the university. I'm Ronnie Stevenson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, the wellness movement is alive and well, no pun intended there. Well, actually, maybe there's a pun intended there since they're guests on the show this morning. But we're talking about Atlantic Medical's exclusive wellness program called Zest Wellness. I know that makes you want to say something else, but we're talking about the liveliness and the vigor that comes with a health and wellness challenge. Pleased to be joined this morning by Lanishka Arnett. She's the lead support specialist at Live. My good friend Kareem Hanna, push to talk operations lead. We can talk about that a little bit later. Alive business as well. And Raquel Mins, Senior Administrative Officer, Securities Commission of the Bahamas. Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas and Sunrise.
Good morning.
You guys are up and bright, and it has everything to do with Zest, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got to get that competition going early with those steps.
Yes, we do.
Well, Kareem, we're going to start with you. Just tell us a little bit about the program. You guys have been participating in it for the last...
About a little over a year now. For us, Zest has come in with Atlantic Medical has brought the Zest Wellness Program to Alive. This initiative was brought on by our HR department in conjunction with Atlantic Medical, and the reason was there were a lot of persons out Alive who seemingly were starting to go down that road of unhealthiness.
Okay.
Right? And what our HR department did was they decided that they were going to change some things around to get people more active, push back from your desk, and become healthy. You know, as a nation, we're filled with non-communicable diseases, right? And I suffer from one, which is high blood pressure, right? And so what's more?
Yeah, well, listen, I see you got your, what do you call that?
Fitbit.
Your Fitbit on.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to go to the one. I don't see one on the...
Yes.
Oh, you got a special, you know, she got a special one over there. It's pink, it's matching. Lanishka, what specifically do you like most about this particular program?
I think what I like about it is it actually makes us more competitive. So when we were kind of lax before, now with the program being implemented, you find more people into it now. So especially how we have our food program now, we did the garden initiative as well, where we did the garden. We had a gardening committee as well, if anyone didn't know, at Alive.
So literally as a part of the program, you guys are in the soil.
Yes, in the soil. And from that, we actually have a food program for lunch now, breakfast and lunch, where we actually use the garden as the ingredients. So, so that's what you have, everyone a part of it. Everyone's now out walking because we have a step challenge.
Step challenge, right? I know the step challenge is a big deal.
It's crazy. Everyone up and down, but of course we still are, you know, productive. We still have to work.
So it's an individual challenge, but it's also in groups, because I know you have different departments as well.
Yes.
Okay. So what is done for us is Alive has allowed us to form teams, okay, and what the teams do, we compete to see who can get the most steps within a month, maybe a little over a month, month's period. Like right now, we're on the same team. We're in third place. Okay. And it's so difficult because there are some teams in Grand Bahama, and those people in Grand Bahama are eating us alive.
They get up early and they start running, right?
I guess, you know, they don't have to fight the traffic. They can get up and do everything they have to do, but they have been killing us.
They walk in the wake.
Right. So something has to be going on up there in Grand Bahama.
Oh boy, well, I'll tell you. Raquel, you guys are the veterans of the crew here. You've been doing it for a couple of years.
2015.
2015. Yes. How did you all initially get hooked
up
with
Atlantic
Medical?
Alive, our HR department, in collaboration with Atlantic Medical, they too thought that we could benefit from the program, and we were like one of the first, apart from Atlantic Medical, to be a part of the program, and we've been going ever since.
Yeah. Do you feel as though, and maybe all of you can answer this, but we'll start with you, Raquel. Do you feel as though this wellness and fitness program also impacts not just, you know, your body, but your mind and your working productivity?
It does. I must say, our last initiative we did was about 2 weeks ago. We had a 5-minute Zest challenge. Every morning it was 5 days. Every morning we did 5 minutes, and we targeted the mind, the body, and the soul. We targeted everything. The first day we had like a meditation segment. The second day we did a 5-minute Zumba session with the entire staff. The following day we did something dealing with purpose, talking about purpose. We did, so it's a different aspects of it, not just your physical and taking in with wellness program.
So are there cross-company challenges as well? I mean, you know.
Yes. Now that I know that I have some friends here,
there we go.
I can go online and add friends. You can any person a part of the program, you're able to add them to.
All over the world.
All over the world.
Oh, so you can seek out some good teammates to
Yes.
And there are different challenges.
And, right. They send out challenges like that.
You can create your own challenge. You can have there's the first challenge I took part in that was outside of Alive was a step challenge. And of course I didn't do as good as well as I wanted to, but it geared me up to understand, hey, this is what it's all about. I mean, the average goal, like speaking with my doctor, the average goal is at least 10,000 steps a day.
Jeez, that's okay. Yeah.
That's 5 miles. Right. That's 5 miles. And so the goal for me is to do 5 miles a day.
So that means you park at the end of the parking lot.
Yes.
Right. And
he is round me.
Right.
If I come like late or if it's raining, I'll park closer to the door. He's like, why did you park closer to the door?
Even if it's raining?
Even if it's raining. There's no excuse.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. If you're in a competition, you want to win. One of the things in the actual app, because there's an app, and the app notifies you, it gives you tips, but your steps, one of the things it asks you, did you park far?
Yes.
Did you walk and talk? You know, to answer your question, the question that you put forward, I mean, the walking and talking allows you to relieve stress of the day. You know, you may be faced with challenges at work, and you may have come out of a meeting, and that meeting may have your head on high. If you just take 30 minutes a day,
I understood.
That 30-minute walk will clear your head.
Well, Raquel, I'm going to give you the last word. What advice would you give to companies who are not participating? It doesn't have to, well, probably in this instance, it doesn't have to be Zest, but what advice would you give to persons who?
Well, I would give the advice to join something that incorporates physical health. It does play a big role in productivity with your company. We found good results. You have even company morale is built because we found where persons would set their time out, take a walk every hour. We have whole departments walking around their block. Just in the middle of the day. It sets a tone for the company. It's good for productivity, and I would recommend anything to do with physical health to be a part of.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, today we're representing the Atlantic Medical's Zest Wellness Program. We've been with Lanishka Arnett. She's lead support specialist at Alive. Kareem Hanna, Push to Talk operations lead, and Raquel Min, senior administrative officer of the Security Commission of the Bahamas. Thank you so much, ladies, gents.
Thank you.
Here on Bahamas Sunrise. We'll be right back.
So who really own a Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do. I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Hi, I'm Davrielle, and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you've finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. And that's your Rev Tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're here at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday.
Marvelous Monday indeed. Anaya! You know what? I should have given her the chocolate first. Should have given her the chocolate first. That's a sweetie.
She is absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baby girl, and so good to see my good friend Aaron. He's really an example of, You know, when Bahamians just go out and export their talents to the world,
Yeah.
he's doing some amazing work in Abu Dhabi, and just a phenomenal example of where our careers can take us. if
But I
we're
tell you
open.
what, I told him afterwards, I said, listen, man, you need to come back. Man. It sounds like we got to be talking other things with him.
And I think he will if somebody
here.
wants to pay him the expat package.
gotcha.
And I think that that's the challenge. And so many people, no, this is a serious conversation
This is a
that
serious
I'm
topic,
hoping
actually.
somebody's listening and paying attention to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have Bahamians who have an excellent skill set, who have international experience, and then they come home and people say, okay, I'm going to pay you a quarter of what I paid the other guy, and I'm not going to give you housing, and I won't educate your children, but you come and do the same work for the same price. So
it's a bitter pill to swallow, especially when you know it is possible.
yeah,
It is possible.
yeah.
It is possible.
So we're about that life.
Now listen,
Okay.
We've got more to come in the second half here at Bahamas at Sunrise. We're going to be taking a look at FOCO.
Yeah.
They would have had their annual general meeting recently and learn a little bit about the progress they've made today.
And I'm also looking forward to that segment with Chef Simeon Hall. We're going to be talking about Ignited, and it has a big rage going on social media in terms of what it's expected.
Ignited.
Yeah, so it should be really, really good. Looking forward to that conversation. Then, of course, learning more about the Ranfley Homes for Children. That's coming up as well.
Yeah, I missed a segment with Doc, man. But I'll watch it. It comes on Bahamas at Sunrise. We airs at 8 o'clock today.
It was a good time. Talk was just saying that we should be concerned about what we put into our bodies and the fact that over-the-counter medications don't have to get certain approvals, and therefore we cannot guarantee that those things are safe. So while they might provide the desired outcome momentarily, long-term they might be causing harm to the body.
Okay.
And so it's better for you to understand why is the erectile dysfunction happening, because it could be diabetes, it could be so many other things that are
Could
bigger.
be regular food that you eat every day. Anyway, that's another topic.
But nevertheless, if you want to find out more, remember you can go and see Doc this coming Wednesday at the Family Medical Center on Blake Road at 6 p.m.
Okay.
We're going to turn things over now to Godfrey Burnside with a second look at weather.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather for Sunrise, we take a look at the tropics. The tropics remain quiet, and the tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, the mid to upper level trough continues to trigger pockets of showers and thunderstorms, particularly the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas. This morning, it's triggering off some showers and thunderstorms over Bimini, Grand Bahama, and the Berry Islands. In your marine forecast, winds stay southeasterly at 15 knots, seas 2 to 5 feet over northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds become southeast to south at 15 knots, seas 2 to 5 in northwest Bahamas, continuing east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern Bahamas, and those winds will be the same on Wednesday. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 7:31 this morning. Your next low tide at 1:34 this afternoon. High again this evening at 7:58. Sunset at 8 p.m. this evening, rising at 6:20. UV index 8. Your water temperature 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase, full moon. Extended look. Some troughing continues over the islands, but we do look at a mix of sun and clouds with a couple of showers in the afternoon hours. Though temperature daytime will be around the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts your rocking final look at weather at Sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. So excited about this next segment. We're getting ignited by the flames of 12 incredible chefs in one amazing week of culinary genius at Ignite the Island. And here to tell us more about it, very happy to have our own Chef Simeon Hall Jr. He's the owner of Simeon Hall Restaurant Management Group and the restaurant chef of Lahiki, which is a Four Seasons resort in Ko'olina. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I did it?
Well,
okay,
actually.
in Hawaii. Chef
Yeah.
Simeon Hall, welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much.
And today we're talking about the thing that you really do love, not just love itself, but food.
Yes, and food in the Bahamas at that as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So talk to me about Ignite. What was the vision behind this great culinary masterpiece?
Well, I'm working on a cookbook for the Bahamas.
Okay.
It's about the journey and the experiences of our forefathers straight down to today's kitchen.
Okay.
So I thought about creating an event that involved different components and chefs to create an experience that really dives into the rich food culture of the Bahamas. I think that is something that's being put to the side, and I just wanted to bring it to the forefront.
And that's phenomenal, because when we think about history, right, we often see history in terms of texts or in terms of transactions, but food has been such a rich part in all of that. And when we look at how we've grown, where we've grown, what we've come from, all of that is related to food and sustenance. So it's really cool that you're taking this and turning it into an actual experience. So walk me through it. Will there be like a different event each night, or will there be one particular day? How does it actually work?
Well, what happens is, as you know, food is your flag. So it really represents who you are.
Right.
So we've taken a couple of days, and the big event is on the Saturday, June the 22nd.
Okay.
But we have some hidden events before that.
Okay.
So that the international chefs can get a taste of the Bahamas.
Okay.
We're having a bring your own bowl house party.
Okay.
So if you don't bring your bowl, you can't get anything to eat. And that is what the diaspora was all about. Sharing food was a really intricate part of living in days gone past. And then we have some other hidden events as well. So everybody is going to get quite filled, not just with food itself, but the sustenance of sharing and caring and fellowship.
Excellent.
Because food is culture. You can determine anybody's culture by their food. And if you think about it, whenever you leave the Bahamas and you come back, what's the first thing you want to do?
Fried chicken.
Whatever it is, I guarantee you, no matter where you are in the world, the first thing you want, besides a hug from your family, is food.
You're right.
100%.
You're right. And I haven't thought about that, but the minute you said it, I thought about it, and it's true. Anytime I've been away for a long time, I come home and there's certain foods that I'm going to go and look for. And I'm allergic to shellfish now, but when I could eat it, comfortless man, I had to come home and get
100%.
that. Now, June 22nd is going to be the main day, open to everybody. Where will you guys be gathered, and is there a price for admission? How does that day work?
Well, you go to ignitetheisland.com and it's all laid out there.
Okay.
It's going to be at the National Art Gallery. That was held a secret just until Monday of last week.
Okay.
And so we definitely, everything is online.
Okay.
Because again, we want to combine present day and yesterday.
Okay.
And so we're pushing everybody online, and there's going to be a lot happening because a lot of these images and video is going to be a part of the movement that we're creating.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm working on a cookbook, and that's about receipts and recipes.
Okay.
And I'll explain that on Saturday.
Okay. What time do you get started on Saturday?
We start at 6 sharp.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Okay.
Because we're guiding it through the sunset and everything else.
Okay. So this is like a fun experience. So it's not just the food. It's the ambiance, it's the timing, and it all comes together.
This is a show.
Okay.
This is not a dinner.
Okay.
This is a show. We have music elements, we have art elements, and we have food elements.
Okay. All right. So again, we can go, in order to purchase our tickets, we can go to ignitetheisland.com.
Yes.
And it's island, not islands.
Island,
Okay.
yes.
Ignitetheisland.com.
Yes.
And of course, you got some international chefs coming in as well.
We have 6 international chefs coming in, and we're very, very excited. And it's all connected. They just weren't randomly selected.
Okay.
It's a part of the experience as well.
Okay.
So you got to come out on Saturday.
Man, I could be there. See, first of all, he was talking food. Now you combine the history and you adding all these fun elements to it.
Yes.
I will definitely be there, and I'm encouraging other people to do the same.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on all that you're doing so well in Hawaii.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, bringing you the latest information and the tastiest tidbits to feed the body and the soul. We're going to be back with more after this commercial break.
Come on, Agnes. I've got all day.
Yeah, let's go.
Sprained her ankle.
He's live, babe. She just finished watching this movie.
How old was I? 4 days?
She always just play the same in every episode. I don't understand it.
See what y'all missing is y'all need to get the season 3, man.
I thought
season 1.
They say season 2 is where it started, though.
No.
Alive Postpaid. You're there for your friends when it matters, and we're here for you with more data to stream all the shows and movies you love.
Sorry about that, guys.
And I'm the sole there.
With our letters of notification, we returned
what's the kid doing in there, though?
delivered, we contacted the county officials.
Come on, man, it's the best part.
The reason he lost
For everything that matters, Alive, believe in best.
Since 1967, Focal has been a vital part of the Grand Bahama community, providing high-quality products and great customer service. Today, we continue to work hard and remain focused on fueling growth for people throughout the Bahamas.
Welcome back to the show. Focal Holdings Limited recently held its annual general meeting at the Franklin R. Wilson Graduate Center at the University of Bahamas. Here's our Petura Burrows with that story.
At a recent annual general meeting for ordinary shareholders, held under the theme Embracing Change, executives from Focal said that the company is poised to meet changes occurring in the energy sector and is evolving to meet global advancements in climate change. The event took place at the Franklin R. Wilson Graduate Center at the University of the Bahamas.
The world is changing very rapidly, not just in technology, but also in the whole field of energy. The reality is that global forces, which fall under this thing called climate change and public policy related thereto, is so powerful and strong that no local government can stand in the way of that. Even a large country like the United States can't really stop that. That has a lot of implications, And for us, we having to digest and understand all those changes and respond to them on a very proactive basis.
That proactive approach has brought many changes to operations at Focal.
Over the last 4 years, Focal has been very deliberate in its investments to prepare the organization for expected changes in the energy sector. Our strategy is to fortify our existing business while positioning the company for new opportunities in the energy sector and allied businesses. To this end, we have optimized and fortified our fuel logistics and supporting infrastructure, inclusive of berthing docks and storage tank expansion. Our shipping fleet have been retooled with bigger ocean-going ships. The most recent acquisitions were the 1 million gallon propane ship, the Sun Gas, the 2.2 million gallon marine tanker, the Brad Sun. We are developing new concepts for service stations that will embrace new trends in convenience retailing.
Focal has also made substantial investments in IT systems to meet current demand and prepare the company for technological advancement.
All of our transactions are stored in the cloud. They're entered in the cloud, and they speak with our terminals, they speak with our trucks, they speak with our ships, and we get real-time information back and forth. What that has done for us is provided real-time processing, paperless transactions, so easy recovery of delivery information. It has sped up the preparation of our financials. It has made the overall management of the business more real-time, more accurate, and much, much more efficient.
One change transforming the industry is the rise of international treaties aimed at lowering global carbon footprint. And Focol is committed to participating in that low-carbon future.
So without specifically divulging our particular strategy, I can make the public aware of the fact that a company like Shell has announced its strategic intention to, by 2030, be the largest producers of energy in the world. Now, you know, if that's Shell's vision of where they're headed, chances are there are a lot of other companies who have some vision that says we're going to be doing things very differently by 2030 from what we do now.
In the meantime, Focol will continue building a legacy that Bahamians can confidently invest in.
Focal's success over the past 28 years is founded on its ability to leverage the opportunities brought about by change. It is indeed this ability that has advanced Focal from a privately held trucking company to a multi-million-dollar publicly traded energy company that it is today.
The fact of the matter is, one of the things we're very proud of is the fact that from the time we went public, we have paid a dividend every quarter, regardless about global recession, regardless about tourism downturn, regardless of hurricanes, whatever it is, every quarter, people know they can depend on their dividends from Focol. And so Focol has become a stable stock for people in the capital markets where safety and dependability are important features of what they want to achieve. We've had this remarkable appreciation in capital. So someone who invested $5 a share when we went public and held it throughout this period of time, they've done extremely well for themselves. In terms of where we are now, given the changes that we do, all the ships we have so much capacity. And so we believe that we have a lot of strategic initiatives on the drawing board. We believe the company will continue to grow. We believe that based on a very strong board of directors, incredibly good executive leadership under Mr. Anthony Robinson, depth in that leadership through people like Dexter Adderley and Stephen. So when you take all these things into account, the legacy, the history, the vision, the track record, and so on and so forth, we think there's considerable grounds for optimism.
Thank you so much for staying with us. I've got two of my favorite women in the place, and so I can't stop smiling because they always bring such energy, such positivity, and always contributing so significantly to our country in some way. Today they're talking to us about the Ranfley Homes for Children. I've got Alexandria Melis-Lynch. She's the president of the Ranfley Homes, and Catherine Chisnell. She's the director at the Ranfley Homes. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Always happy to have you guys with us. Alexandria, normally I want to harass you for food, but this morning we're going to talk about something different. We're talking about our young people and the way that they've interacted with Ranfley Homes. You've been with us before, but kind of go back for us and just let us know, what are the Ranfley Homes for Children? What is the mission and vision there?
Oh, we could talk all day on this one. You have 2 minutes. I have 2 minutes. So the Ranfley Homes for Children is a children's home that was begun in 1955. After a fire, Lady Ranfley, who was the Governor General's wife then, saw the need. This is very, very brief. Of course, you understand it, right? She harassed people to death, raised the money, got a huge piece of property on Mackey Street, and began a children's home.
Okay.
And at that time, they were orphans, children that had been orphaned by the fire of Nassau of 1955. And they were sleeping on the street. She took children in. That is not the truth of Ranfley today.
Okay.
Today, we are a home for children that are abused, neglected, or otherwise not with their families.
Okay.
Most of them are not orphans.
Okay.
If they are orphans, it's because of AIDS.
Okay.
Serious diseases, AIDS, lifestyle issues like that.
Okay.
So it's a very different home from the home that it was then, where it was small little children, small little cute children that people adored, to big teenagers that we have today.
That is so cute.
And I say that because a lot of people are disappointed still when they come to the home and they realize, oh, you don't have cute little children. No, we have big bad-mouthed teenagers. Yeah, it's not a Hallmark moment sometimes.
Yeah.
But they're wonderful children.
They are.
They
And
are.
I've had the opportunity to go there through Toastmasters and different programs and interact with them. Yeah, and they are outstanding. They're articulate. They're well-spoken. And you guys do a lot of work to keep them in school and working to the next level.
Absolutely, and to try to create a feeling of a family.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, my favorite Nelson Mandela quote, there's no keener revelation of a society's soul other than how they treat their children.
Right.
And our nation is at a time of soul searching now, and we need to look to all of our problems and know that the solution lies in the care of our kids and the continued care of them until they become healthy, functioning, constructive citizens.
Absolutely.
And what we're really excited about Ranfully Home for Children is it was always supposed to be homes.
Right.
And as we look at the 30-odd residents that we have in the home till they are 18, we then look and say, now how are we going to transition you? What comes next? How are you going to step into the Bahama land that we want to see created as a future for us all and thrive?
And actually that's a heartbreaking moment for us, because the rules of social services are that children in care must leave the home at 18.
Right.
And
when they're legally adult.
Yes, certainly that's something that Ranfully has even bent a little bit on, because in my early years, they left on their 18th birthday.
Wow.
Ready or not, whatever.
And so what we're trying now as we at Ranfully Home, Ranfully Homes for Children has always been there, and now we're trying to grow and answer that problem. In the past, we've answered that problem by creating mentorships and community relationships, like
which are still important.
You know, the church has adopted the kids as their own, and so they have relationships when they leave Ranfully that will help them find an internship. There's been wonderful private citizens that have come forward financially and otherwise to help them find jobs, to help them find housing, to help them have educational opportunities. But now we're hoping to go a step further and create actually a residential home that will assist them in moving forward, because I know this is one of the new ideas that we have going.
Yeah.
Ranfully is a private institution, and sometimes people think that means they got money. But as anyone who has any child of any age knows, children are expensive, and no matter where you come from, they have ongoing and consistent needs. So it's always, and all the children we have at Ranfully are received through social services. And so we always say yes, and we always take who we can. But that comes with a price tag, especially now as we look forward to growing our home into the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And the price tag grows every day.
I believe
And especially when you have teenagers, you know, they eat. You know what they eat.
They eat everything.
I mean, they eat everything.
Teenagers eat, Alexander.
And even more so, they need to be socialized.
Right.
That may sound silly to a lot of people who look at me and say, what do you mean they need to have their hair done?
Yeah.
But we have girls that we want them to learn how to groom themselves and how to grow into beautiful young women, not just being put out there.
Right.
So all of that costs money. The biggest bill of all, of course, is counseling.
Okay.
Because we're talking about children that have come into the home that are seriously disadvantaged. And I'm not saying that there are not thousands of children out there like that. I hate to think that there are, but I know that that's the truth about us. These are the ones that have been put in our path.
Right.
God has put these particular children for some reason in the path of the board members and administration and staff and mentors and all of the people that are part of the Ranfully family in our path. So these are the ones we have to care for. So a lot of people say to me, but Alexandra, what about all the other children? Yes, we know. So we're trying to, let me just finish this point and then I'll be quiet. We're trying to create a standard of care.
Right.
That this is what, it's not enough to say that this child went through abuse and now we're putting them into the system and expecting them to be productive members of society, not criminals.
Right.
You understand?
No,
so for us, it's counseling is paramount, and we spend a lot of money on it.
Okay.
We want programs, and we have them now. We want them to be socialized. We want them to be educated well, and not because we're trying to create golden children, but we're trying to say that every child is worth it.
Yes, and every child deserves the opportunity.
And every child
we do
deserves
have to go, but if there was one thing that we could give you from this conversation, whether that's a phone number you want to give us so we could donate money, or what is the thing that you guys are hoping for more than anything as a result of coming to speaking with us this
We're
morning?
trying to create a family in Ramfleet. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us at Line. If you Google Ramfleet Homes, we'll come up. We'll have all our numbers and everything there. You can look us up in the phone book and call our administrator and have a chat. We do need money. We do need partnerships. But going forward, the Ramfleet family is trying to grow and create a STEP program that will have actual facilities. One pod is almost ready for residents to be moving in as of September. We hope. We are in the process of selecting and prepping those residents. If anyone wants to stop by Mackey Street and visit us any day, it is there to be seen. It's a tangible thing that you can support and give to. And with that, we're reaching out to community coaches to welcome these kids back and in. We are struggling with some things as a country, and this is the answer, in the day-to-day care of our
children.
Kids. That is where the hope is, that is where the healing is, and that is what I'd have you know. Thank you for the sunshine you put into our lives. So thank you. Every day we appreciate you, and please help us to let the sun of the Bahama land shine on all of our kids.
I love you guys so
Amen.
much.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Perfect ending into our perfect segment. But thank you for the work that you're doing with Ramfleet Homes. Please do reach out. Amazing programs happening there. And it's because of the work that you guys have been putting in for the past 10 years and even before you. And it's up to us as a nation to support where we can. So thanks again for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Thank you very much for watching this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. Before we go, I have to say a very special happy birthday to Derek Bede Sands.
Happy birthday, Derek Bede Sands.
And that's coming in from your number one auntie. We had to make sure we say that live on air. Of course, you know that's Brenda Knowles. Brenda Knowles.
The Brenda Knowles.
Have a wonderful day, my brother.
You guys make it a wonderful week, and we will see you back here on Friday.
All right.
Bye.